Welcome back to Coach Factory. How do you compete online? There are so many other creators, so many other coaches, so many other people who are putting out content, whether it's on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever you go. How do you stand out? How does your message get through? All right, I'm going to be a little contrarian here. I have a different opinion because of some conversations that I've had with coaches and because of a few of my experiences. Now, I put out security content on my YouTube channel. I talk about all kinds of stuff on my Facebook, and I talk about coaching on LinkedIn, Instagram, my dogs and my cats and other funny things that happen in my life. I have a different message for every platform because I want to have spaces where I can focus, but that I can also have a space where I feel free to be very me and to say what I think and to be very authentic. Well, because I have security content on my channel and I also coach, I get people who find me because of the security content. And then they buy one of my courses that are about wealth manifestation or buy my coaching because I talk about security. It makes no sense, right? Well, I was talking to a coach recently, and she actually is working on getting fit and documenting that process. But she coaches parents who are dealing with tough times with their kids or want to do the right thing with their kids. But she's also documenting her fitness. She's not coaching fitness, though, but she's getting people coming to her about what she's posting on fitness, and then they're also interested in her offers. And I talked to another coach who is going through something similar. They're posting stuff about politics. It's very divisive, right? Driving away half the country. And yet, because of their political views, they're getting coaching clients in finance. It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, we've been told you have to niche in. You have to talk about what's in your niche and you have to solve problems for people in your niche. I think something else is going on. I think people are looking for connection and they want to do business with people who are like them. People who are going through the same struggles they're going through, even if those struggles are different than the niche that they're working in. Let's face it, no matter what niche you're in, you have competition, and there are other people who can solve the problems that your prospects need just as well as you, maybe not just like you, but there are other things about who you are that will draw in people who are just like you. Your entire self is your differentiator. Does this mean that you should confuse the algorithm with other content? If someone is subscribed to you and they like everything that you're saying, and then you post how you are doing sourdough or how you are cooking a specific type of meal, any very, very specific thing, they're going to connect with that. They're going to be interested. Well, some of them will. Maybe you want to talk about politics or religion or fitness or anything that is important to you. You are not 100% just like, all I do is coach. All I do is help people solve problems in my niche. You are not a robot. That is not the entirety of who you are. You are so much more than that. And people want to connect with people like them. So your unique personality, who you are, your experiences, your story, and your interests all feed into being able to connect with an audience. Now, yeah, there are perfect ways to alienate half the country. You could do that if you feel strongly about it. It's going to alienate you from half the country, but it's going to deepen your connection with the people who agree with you, with the people who want to understand more, the people who might disagree with you, but might also think that your hot take on what's going on in the world is very interesting. That entirety of who you are, all of your interests, sharing cute pictures of your dogs or your kids, all of that defines who you are. And when people get to know who you are, they feel like they know you. Think about it. There's other people that you subscribe to here on YouTube, and you feel like you know them. You might even feel like if you've watched a few of these videos, you might even feel like you know me just by some of the stories that I've told. My stories, my experiences, all the things I've done, it makes me who I am. With all of the noise online right now, it is like walking through a busy subway station in a major metropolitan area. There are so many different people, different viewpoints. Maybe you live in a big city and you have to commute. You know how it is. You don't say hi to anyone. You just keep your head down and you go where you're going. And when you get where you are with the people that you know, then you're more friendly. But when you're out on the streets and you're out in the world, kind of keep to yourself and you don't connect, you don't talk to people, you just stay focused on where you're going. Now, if you have ever lived in a small town, I've lived in both a big city and small towns, and you're out for a walk with your dog and someone drives by, people wave. That is my sign that I'm in the right place. When I lived in a small town in Northern California, everybody waved at everyone. And sometimes it was like, that 2-finger wave while they're driving type of thing. But everybody waved, and you could tell who was local and who wasn't local because it was sort of a tourist town. You could tell who wasn't local because they didn't wave. I live in a neighborhood now where everybody waves, but the next neighborhood across the lake, people complain about the wave thing. Some people wave, some people don't. And I saw next door everybody kind of having this big discussion about should you wave at someone that's walking. Neighbors talking to neighbors is weird to them. That's not a neighborhood I'd like to live in. So I'm glad I am where I am. But think about it online. Your Facebook friends, you all converse with each other, sometimes maybe about very important things. Maybe it's just about, fostering kittens or whatever the conversation is. It's a more intimate conversation, but on the general internet, people are not as connective. So if you are going to try to find prospects to connect to, you have to realize that it's like you're walking through a big city. You're walking through a subway. Everybody's eyes are down. Nobody's really connecting. You need to bring that small town wave mentality of like getting to know your neighbors and bring prospects into that experience. And the only way to do that is to just be yourself and to not also walk through the internet just focused on whatever it is that you want to do. You have to be connective. You have to be open. You have to be inviting. And the only way to do that is to showcase your humanity. And that means to showcase all that you are, who you are at your core. Talk about making dinner. Give people vignettes into what it's like to be you, what it's like to go for a walk with your dogs, what it's like to cook dinner, what it's like to go to the gym, what it's like to be intensely focused on doing something, what it's like to be positive, to be inspirational. How do you keep yourself inspired when you get down? Showcase who you are 100%, because that's inviting people in. That's bringing people to the small town where they become a neighbor, where they become part of the circle of people who you are. People are not just buying random things. They want connection. They don't buy from companies. They buy from people. They buy because they feel connected. They feel like they are part of the story. I'm sure there's people online that you follow and you know things about their personal life. I think about somebody that I follow on YouTube. I know he's got 2 kids. I know that he recently moved. I know what his wife is like. I know about this person. I know who he is. I know about his faith. I know about his politics. I know where he stands on a lot of things. But I am going to him for innovative conversations about internet marketing. Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? But I think we're starting to really see what the future of the internet is going to be like. If you want to connect with prospects, you have to be a part of the equation. It can't just be this magic the money's in the list anymore. You have to be there. That means all of you. Hope this conversation was helpful. See you next time on Coach Factory.